Hello world, John Henderson Pierre back again, and today, Beer Ramble, looking at Landshark Lager. We got fins to the left, fins to the right, we are the only fins to the left, we got fins to the left, fins to the right, or whatever. Jimmy Buffett. 4.7 is the alcohol by volume, but then again, on the website on Anheuser-Busch, it says 5%. Brewed by the Margaritaville Brewing Company. It's not a name, St. Louis, Missouri. Yes, Margaritaville is in St. Louis, Missouri. Anyhow, it's owned by Anheuser-Busch, but through cooperation with Mr. Jimmy Buffett, of course, the pride of Pascagoula, Mississippi, but claims Mobile, Alabama is his home. Also resides in West Palm Beach, Florida. But we all know Jimmy Buffett, his music, his style, all that good stuff. But again, 4.7 ABV or 5%. It's American adjunct lager style. 4 score on Beer Advocate. It gets a 25 for the style, 2 score overall on Rate Beer. Introduce, and there's another debate, introduced, it says, in 2006, but then you go to the Anheuser-Busch website, it says 2008. So, I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, there's the lager. Very clear, very clear. It won gold medal at the North American Beer Festival, I believe it was. Won gold medal for best tropical island style lager, whatever that means. So, anyway, as you can see, very, very clear. Not much head up top on this brew right here at all. So, watching the Browns and Ravens game, and Browns just stink. I mean, they're just a bad football team. Anyway, back to the beer. As you can see what the beer looks like. Clear. Onto the scent. Definite some grains. Definitely some a lot of grains, a lot of scent on this. It smells like your standard lager, but it's been very warm here the past few days in Mobile, Alabama, for whatever the odd reason. And I guess maybe this would be a good day to have this beer, I guess. Supposed to get a cool spell coming up this weekend. I hope so. I'm itching to do a fire in my little fire pit outside, but having a lot of grains, some rice on this. So down the hatch. Uh, Definitely, it's tastes like your standard lager. Some grains, some barley malts in this, some rice. But it's a lot lighter than most lagers, in my opinion. It is. Um, um, only you definitely want some rice in this beer. Definitely that. There's some rice. No hops, obviously. Um, very grainy in a lot of ways. So it's okay. Um, but it's decent enough. I think obviously we all know about the beer. And again, as I mentioned earlier, start of the video, Margaritaville, of course, the infamous song, Jimmy Buffett, of course, naming rights to that song, Margaritaville. I guess made gotten partnership with his hotels and casinos, Margaritaville, and his brand, and he's made quite a fortune doing that. But again, that laid back, lifestyle, summer, warm weather, on the beach, drinking hanging out, drinking a beer, having a good time, you know, eating a burger or maybe some tacos, whatever. Just that laid back, relaxed, warm lifestyle, and that's pretty much what this beer is trying to, emulate. And I'm sure, before this, what you had to enjoy that laid back lifestyle was, you know, before Landshark, you had Budweiser, you had Miller High Life or Miller Lite, you had Bush, you had Natural Light. That was what you had before, and some others, before Landshark came in. And of course, another infamous beer, Corona, which I think that's who they're trying to target a little bit. That's, I guess, their market. Um, but to me, I've always, or maybe Red Stripe, another popular island style beer, Cara beer. If you ever had that, that's pretty good. They don't sell it here, but I did see another beer that's been popular called Calic, Kalik, I believe, and they do sell it at Rouse's. Excuse me. And that's a beer that is that also promoting that sort of laid back on the beach, Caribbean, Mexico, sun, sand, surf, experience atmosphere. But only problem I've always had with this beer, and this is not my first time having this. I had this back in 2010, first time, and I thought it was whatever they're trying to do. I would probably prefer Corona over that, and which most times, if I am or whatever that's cheap, I don't care. On a hot day, shit, I don't give a damn. Something that's reasonable, affordable, and if I'm in that sort of beach lifestyle setting, I would probably get that where I get Landshark. So also, it's also the beer has been involved in naming rights. It was one of the naming rights to to the Dolphin Stadium, and that stadium in Miami or Miami Gardens or South Florida, Florida or Fort Lauderdale, Florida, whatever the hell they want to call it. It's gone through so many name changes from Joe Robbie, pro player. Um, Scott Van Pelt made a little joke about it on ESPN Radio when he was hosting, Joe Player or Pro Joe Pro Robbie or whatever. He's making fun because the stadium has had so many name changes. Um, it's gone through, like I said, Joe Robbie, Pro Player, when opened, I think it was 1988 or 89. Joe Robbie, Pro Player. Wayne H. Huizenga Stadium. Then he went to Dolphin Stadium, and then it was also called Lanch. And then during that time, it was Landshark Stadium. Then he went to Sun Life Stadium. Now it's Hard Rock Stadium. But anyway, before those names, he kept making fun of the stadium, what it is, and he said something in Spanish, called it Stadium Estada. So I thought it was funny the way he said it because that stadium is in the middle of nowhere in Miami, or Miami Gardens, or South Florida, Florida, or whatever you want to call it. Um, it's in the middle of nowhere, and it's like it's not close to downtown. And I remember 1995, I drove by there. I said, "Man, that stadium was so far out. Most of these sports stadiums like right within downtown, but damn, this is way out there. So, but anyway, I digress. All right, it's okay. I didn't say it's a great lager. It's okay. Um, Pairing with, of course, I mean, you could pair with anything. Again, like I said, tacos. Spicy dishes. Enchiladas or something, or maybe some wings. It is. You could knock a couple of these back. About five maybe if you're again hot and warm summer day. And again, it's been very warm in Mobile. Just kind of odd for November for it to be this warm. But like I said, it is what that is. But it's okay. I'm not gonna be negative about it. I know some say give it a bad rating, but if I choose between this and Corona, I'd probably pick Corona. Red Stripe, definitely. If you want to go farther, maybe like Takata or maybe Sol or Pacifico, those would be good. But the price of this is pretty high for a six pack of this, where I can, get that, you know, Red Stripe for about a lot less, and it is light, and maybe even Rolling Rock, I guess. I don't know, but I wouldn't pay that price for a six pack of this. It's about an okay average lager. Um, so, um, tinge of sweetness to it. There's a little fruitness in the end. I guess it's slowly going to get warm a little bit. Had this in the fridge for about like 3 days when I bought it. So, I'm gonna go with a C on this one. That would be uh maybe C minus. You know, about what Beer Advocate would rate it. C minus C. It's okay, but it ain't a great lager. I think there are others that I mentioned are a lot better for this. So, uh, I'll say 6.5 for me on this one. 6.5 for Landshark Lager. If you feel it deserves a 6.5 score or it doesn't, leave your comments on the bottom. John Anderson Pierre with the Beer Ramble. Time to keep on watching, and as always, cheers, Margaritaville.